Yeah, that should work. Hello YouTube. Here's a probably boring one for you guys, but I brought a little bit of homework with me from fixing boats. I got this totally banged up coupling that goes onto a prop shaft of I think it's a 34-foot Hunter sailboat with a little 20 horsepower or 18 horsepower Yanmar in there. This is where the prop shaft comes out, and it was kind of rusted on there. They beat turbilicus out of this thing. I mean, it's more, it's got more rounded bits now than it used to have when it came out of the factory. Anyway, they didn't get one of these, but they bought one of these. This is a cast piece which has kind of been rough machined, so it doesn't actually fit onto the back of the transmission as it is, right? So what we got to do, or what I've got to do, is make this fit the boat, the prop shaft and the transmission. There is a recess here that fits into the other flange. This one is slightly oversized. The shaft here, the hole is slightly undersized, and what I've got to do is face this off so it's perpendicular to the shaft that comes out. So what I'm going to do, there's ways, loads of ways to skin this cat, right? What does fit is the bolt pattern on that flange. That's it. The rest doesn't fit as of yet. It just needs to be slightly turned out and faced off and stuff to make it fit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this chuck out because it's not accurate enough for what I want to do. I'm going to put an independently adjustable four-jaw chuck in there, and I've got this piece of tubing which so happens to fit into here, sort of, right? And what I can do is I can put this guy into the other chuck when I've got it on there. I'm going to spare you the chuck swapping stuff. But what I do is I put that into the other chuck, and I put the DTI on it to have this run absolutely round. Then I'll stick this guy onto said piece of tubing. It fits pretty good actually. Tap that down, tighten these two bolts down. Then I can face that off, because then I know that this to that is exactly 90 degrees. And then I'll also cut this little recess here to that size. Yeah, when I've done that, I can take this fellow back out again and leave this in place, put it the other way around into said four-jaw chuck like that, put the DTI back on this to get it running absolutely round, take this out, and then just do a skim cut inside to get yeah, this fits really well. There we go. And do a skim cut just so that this guy goes in there as a kind of interference fit. This is the one that came off. This is the one that was bought, and that doesn't quite do it yet. It's really just a skim cut that needs to go. I think it's the galvanizing that needs to be taken off there, the galvanic plating that they put in there after they machined it. So that's the plan. I'm not going to have you watch me change these chucks over, because that is just really boring. Even more boring than the stuff I usually do. So yeah, hang on in there. I'll have that done in just a second, and I'll get some more light on this whole thing as well while we're at it. Just a minute. There, that's better. Now we've got our DTI on here. And we can, let's have a look. Let's have a look where we are at. Let's call that 0. And that is almost 50. Right, so we go down. We got it. I think. That trembling of that needle is literally just because that is not a polished got it. So now that we know that this thing is running round, what we can do, put that away there. We're going to put this guy on here. Just like that. And now we're going to take a very thin cut off here, just to have that perpendicular sitting to that piece of pipe, right? And for that, excuse me if my hands keep getting in the way. Is kind of part of the game. There. Let's see where we are. Sort of there. That'll do it. We'll just take a skinny cut off that and see what. But it's cast iron, so it's and just touch off on that guy. We got about half of it touched. This is still, I don't know if you can see that in that light. We zoom in on that a bit. There. Yeah, that is still with the galvanized plating. This is cut. That is grey. So half of it is now scraped off base or cut off. That's how much out of whack this whole thing is. Now you can't put that on a prop shaft as is, because there we go. We'll take another 1/10 of a millimeter off. There, now this is faced off perpendicular to the shaft that is sticking out of the chuck. Now what we need to do is that little ring needs to come off in diameter just a tiny bit, not much, just a little bit. Let's get to measuring that. And we need to come off 0.05 millimeters, which is, let's fire it up again. We're really just touching it. That should do it. And then, not really necessary, but we're going to face off the front of this one as well, just a skim cut. Because we can. There we go. Break the edges on that. And we're good. Now what I've got to do is take this thing out, turn the jaws and the chuck around to be able to grab this from the outside so that I've got the shaft sticking out. Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to. I suppose I can edit that out in a bit. We're just going to take this guy out of here. What we want to do is set this in that way round. Yeah, and then put this on the DTI again to have it run around nice and round. And then knock this out or pull it out. And then just take one skim cut with a boring bar through the, just get the galvanizing off basically. And then we're back in business. So first things first. Let's see where we are at. Yeah. And now to kind of get us in the middle of things, we're going to cheat. And what we'll do is we put a running center in there. to here. And that is then almost in the... Let's get these to touch, all of them. And this guy comes out. Our eye. Let me get the chips off here. Chip on off there so we can set our magnetic base back on it. Yeah.
That's too much. I think I've got a funny spot there. Let's move over a little bit. Just a teeny bit. Nope. A little better.
There. Now we got to get that guy out of there. Yeah, that's him out. Now we're going to get rid of this lot. Boring bar in there, that is long enough. Yep, this one. But it needs to come out just a tad. Just a little bit, not much. Right. There we go. Nope, that one's not going to cut it. Now I've got to skinny little part in here, but we only need a tiny cut, so we can probably get away with this guy. Set it with enough sticky outie to get in there. It's cast iron, so it doesn't take much, and all we need to do is really get the zinc stuff off it. There we go. That do it. Gotcha. And it's literally just the zinc off it in most places. Not even all the way, but that'll do it. Now what we gotta do, there, is drill these holes out. They are full of this sand, cast iron stuff. So that's the next job. Get this guy out of here. Yeah. For that, you'll have to look that way a bit. Over there. those good fellows gave me the screws that go, or the bolts that go in here. And they really just have to be just a tiny bit taken out. So let's see. 7.8 8mm or something like that. Run right. Six. .9. That'll do it. There we go. That's got the crud out of it. Now these go in here. Like that. Donk. That goes on there. This still goes in here. It goes on there. Like so. Put that guy away. And we lost somewhere the there, like that. It goes back to the boat. The bit I don't like about working with cast iron is that you end up looking like a coal miner. Nothing against coal miners, it's just. But there you go. That's it. Another quick machining job done. That can go away. Let's hang them there. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I know I haven't done a video in quite a long time, actually, and I've been busy with stuff like this, boat repairs and crap. So I thought I'd take you along on this little fix. So have a great Christmas, Happy New Year and all that. If I don't see you before then, probably will. Now that I can get back to my own stuff, I'll probably do a video or two in the next couple of weeks. So take care. Toodaloo.